And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Thursday night jam with RCJesus and SASquatch.
Thursday night jam with
I'm Nick, RCJesus. That's Chris, SASquatch from Scale Audio Solutions. What's up, Mark? What's up, Juicebox?
Yes.
Hey, Mark's already asking. I don't think it's quite $1,000 a difference now. At this point in time with the sales mark, I think it might be 6 or 8. That one really depends on how into scale you are, and what your budget is. What's up, Tommy? Because the 360L, the 1/14th one, is noticeably more scale. It's got more machining work and more detail and stuff to it, more parts options, things like that. The 1/12th unit's really nice. I actually just ordered one for Scott, and he's loving it and having fun. My buddy Mike has one. I have a couple other buddies that have them that enjoy them. And they work really well. They're just not as detailed and scale and stuff. Get away. So it comes down to that. I think the quality and the power and stuff between the two of them is probably about the same. I haven't noticed that the guys with the 12th scale 4200 have any more breakage or wear or maintenance issues than those of us with the 360. I only have the 360, so I haven't owned one. But again, I know guys that have had them for years. So entertain yourself, Dylan. And they seem about on par with each other. So it just comes down to, do you have the extra cash? Two dogs. Yep, there he is. Do you have the extra cash and want that little bit of extra scale looks with a few more options like the window guards and some things like that you can't get for the 1/12th? Or are you willing to sacrifice a little detail and have this machine be a little more plain, but work just fine to save the cash? That's what it's going to come down to on that, Mark. What's up, RC every day? And so yeah, last night, once I got confirmation I can ship everything, I've got cabin fever coming up in Pennsylvania, January 12th and 13th, I think. I get there the 10th and come home the 14th, I believe. It's Friday and Saturday, but we, as drivers or vendors, get to go in there on Thursday and start running equipment and playing when we're done setting up. And some of the guys, Frank and Benny and some of those guys, I think will be there Monday or Tuesday to start bringing in dirt and laying it out and getting pit areas and tables and chairs all set up and all that good stuff, the bleachers set up. So if you're a vendor or a driver, you potentially have a 3-day event. Otherwise, it's just 2. But anyways, he's in New York. He's got a huge trailer that's half empty when he comes. So I'm shipping everything on a pallet to him. And then he's bringing it to me. And then we'll just repalletize it, shrink wrap it on Sunday morning and load it back into his trailer, and he'll take it home and send it off that Tuesday or Wednesday. So it will be back here probably a week after I am, not much longer. And fortunately, if I'm shipping quote companies, I think it's like $350 each way to ship everything. That's all my equipment. That's the huge ass mining truck that I ride in, the excavator, front end loader, bulldozer, everything, mining or rock truck, grader, scraper, all of it. So I thought that was pretty amazing, because shipping is usually $250 to $500 on these pieces of equipment. It was $1,200. I think it's $1,500 now to ship the mining truck to you when you buy it. But of course, that's coming through UPS and DHL and stuff like that, which is a lot more. So I found an LTL price quote place for LTL companies, and they'll come to the shop, have a pallet jack, we'll load it up, and away it'll go on one big pallet. So that'll be awesome. A lot of people jumping in. What's up, RC Junkyard? What's up, Wayne? What else we got here?
Okay.
Yeah, how long did it take you, two dogs? Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't. I'm curious. Well, RC every day depends on if sometimes it's from Cali, sometimes it's from China. Depends on what they have in the warehouse and where. Lots of times it does come from Hong Kong. 20 to 30 minutes to bleed all the air out. Okay. And when you're bleeding, what's up, Rob? When you're bleeding air, there's not like bleed valves or screws or anything. It just bleeds back into the tank. And you just have to sit there and run it and just cycle the cylinders in and out, a bunch of times until you finally get all the air out and all the fluid through. Not a big deal. It's just a good way to sit there and learn your machine, really, is just play with it on the floor after you get it, figure out the controls, and while you're doing that, it bleeds it simultaneously. So I have got a ton of spares laid out that I've collected over the last 6-8 years. And then some things are extra attachments, like my buckets I actually remembered the ripper. I have a ripper for it because my excavator has the quick attachment. So you just, and they clip on and pop off with a latch in like 2 seconds. It's wonderful. I think, I can't remember if I still have my claw somewhere and I need to find it, that we used to grab and destroy shit. Like if anyone that was at UST that saw us destroy the dollhouse with the claws on the excavators. I can't remember if I have that or if Mike borrowed it and still has it. So I'm going to find that or ask Mike. I didn't even think about tonight until I was going through all this for the show. But you can get things like the skeleton bucket. And I can tell you prices on all this stuff in a moment here. Where'd my mouse go? Wrong screen. Let me make sure I am logged out. Yeah, okay, I'm logged out. So these are all the regular prices, not vendor prices. So like the skeleton bucket is, this one's $159.99. They're not brutally expensive, but they're not real cheap either. And I think they get a lot worse. This narrow bucket, as I recall, was quite a bit cheaper. But nope, $150 for the narrow. So it's not much cheaper. But this is great for digging trenches and ditches and things like that. And then this is the standard bucket that comes on it when you get the 360L. This is the big digger. And it's all still packed with shit and whatnot. This one I think is pretty pricey. Let me see if I can find it on here. Where'd it go? Oh, attachment wide bucket. Digging bucket for 360L. There it is. Oh, it's not that bad either. They must all be about the same. It's been years since I bought them, so I can't remember. This one's $169. $169.99. And they're all built nice and heavy. Sometimes around Christmas and certain times of year when they're clearing stuff out, you can get combination deals where it's like buy 4, get 1 free or off. And then you got the big wide bucket with no teeth on it. This one is probably going to be $150, give or take $20. Yep, $160 for this. And you can eventually wear like this one. You'll start to bust welds and things like that over time. But these buckets have a lot of use on them already. Like some of them have, I don't know, 12 to 16 hours probably. And some of them probably have 100. So they haven't been used an absolute insane amount, but they've been used enough, and they're still holding up perfectly. So again, it's how you're using it and how you take care of it. Jerry has it. Damn it, Jerry. 4,000 on vampires. Shh, don't give my secrets away. Smell his hair, living dead. Yep, I am immortal, bitches. Now. And this is just accessory stuff anyways. All the rest of the stuff pretty much, aside from these parts here, this is all for the quick connect we're going to put on the bucket tonight, or on the loader, are spares I've acquired and brought over to you. So these are the speaker and sound kits for them. I still got a couple to put in. A couple of them have, a couple of them don't. You can buy these things. Here's my original for the dozer planetary setups, and I put some Holmes motors on it. But the pinions and stuff they use in here is like they machine it all. So we found we couldn't get a mod 0.6, nothing wanted to fit right. Nothing standard 4832, none of that wanted to fit right with the gears in there. And of course, it's a little 2 mil shaft on their motor instead of a 3 mil. So the stock pinion won't fit unless you clamp it into a press and drill it down, but it's hardened steel, so it's going to be a bitch to drill. So we messed with these and they do not work. They're loaded with good parts still, so they're good spares, but they do not work. So when that was the case, I thought, well, I got housings and spare planetaries and all this crap, and I actually already have some, I think, stashed up there still anyways. So I went and bought these, which is just the whole assembly. These things, they're not cheap, but they're not as bad as you might think. Let me look up my prices here. Track drive assembly. Yeah, they're $280. A little worse than I was thinking. I was thinking they were like 180, 220. But I mean, still, you get all this metal, all the planetary gears, everything loaded, brand new motor, all that stuff ready to go. $280. And this is about as bad as it gets right here. And you don't have to spend this. Like if you blow planetary gear out of costs you $20 or whatever. So this was just overkill. And because you never know when stuff like this is going to go out of production and parts will disappear, and I want to keep it running for years and years, decades, you know, I like to stockpile up on this shit. Here's planetaries. You can get sets like this too, just parts. These are for loader axle, and these are the same axles actually that are in my rock truck as well. So this, as you can see, is an original axle that's had parts break and things happen to it. So I just keep it for the good parts that are in it still and get rid of the junk. We've used the planetaries already because the loader out of all my equipment is the one that has the most problems. So I've got extra planetaries. I got to give some of this to Kevin at Cabin Fever because he saved me at USTE when I couldn't get some in time. This, I forgot I had, is a whole drive for the loaders. But I think, now that I'm looking at it, I can't remember if this is the one I need. I'm almost certain it is. Or if this is the one that would fit like Scott or Mike's. I'm pretty certain this is the one that goes on mine. And it looks like it's the right one. So I got a whole spare thing here. Motor, all the gears, all the housing, everything ready to go. That, I can't remember what that cost. Do I have it here? Steering unit, front axle set, complete track pads. Yeah, like I bought, and like I said, for the excavator, I bought 2 complete sets of tracks, both sets for $260. Or $260 a piece for the sets. So again, it gets expensive, but that's gonna last me for many, many, many years. So I don't mind it. I'd rather have it and be done with it because again, this stuff can take time. Like this fork set is probably around $200, I'm guessing. The prices I'm looking at are my dealer prices, but I know the margins on this stuff, so quick in my head. The speaker and sound system sets are actually pretty pricey for what they are. They're nice and they work well and they're loud, but they are like $200 sets at retail price. What else do I have? Rotary motor mount. That's what this is. That's right. This is the rotary motor for the center. For the house on the excavator. This is about $115. Not really that bad. 125 probably, somewhere in there for the whole unit. Motor, brushless motor, all that stuff. And that is pretty much all of it. This is probably about $125, $150. This is the front steering for the big mining truck that I ride in. So it's got this 550 can, and then it's got gear sets in here. And then your whole board to control it all, heat sink, all that stuff. Because it's so big and heavy, it doesn't just use a servo. It requires this gear-driven setup. And what else do we got piled in here? Oh, yeah, like these are bogies and stuff like that. $14 for the excavators, in case you wear one of those out. Here's more old parts from other things I've got. I'll have to catch up on the comments in a second. More planetaries and pins I've acquired. Time. Big wheel for the bulldozer. That's $35. That's pretty heavy and stout. So it's nice to have all this stuff, especially when you're going out of state to a big event like that. If it breaks, you're covered. And that head will just kick me. Oh, I'm missing some of the comments. You guys are going off too much. I'm off after up on a bucket. How does your hair smell? What's up, Dion, Mr. Comedy? Smells of diff grease, I've heard. The dozer is one of your favorites, Sean. I like the dozer too. Surprisingly, though, one of my favorite things to drive is the rock truck. The ADT, articulating dump truck. That thing, even though it's the simplest to use, and lots of times you're just sitting there getting loaded, not doing anything, just watching the suspension work and the whole thing twist and how it articulates it's a lot of fun to drive through job sites that are all tore up and whatnot and dump. And then when you're dumping and you're at a bit too much of an angle and it flips over, like when you see them do it on Gold Rush and shit, and you go up to an excavator and hook up and really lift it, it's a good time. I also really enjoy my scraper. Does the other fella get to talk on the show? Not right now, probably, Josh. I'm going over all this bullshit. Yeah, Scale Audio Solutions are much better speaker setups. He just needs to get them done for these things. Wine, Josh. Man, all that motherfucker does is bitch and moan. Sasquatch is the show's support animal. He don't say much. I like that.
Anybody else try to interrupt Nick when he gets going? I mean, you can't interrupt him when he gets going.
Sure you can. You got a question, just spit it out. But I want to get this shit cleared up and done with, and before I lose my train of thought, man. What's up, Reckless? What's up, Dustin? Hey, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, you finally made one. So yeah, and in the grand scheme of things, like as bitching and moaning like usual, Josh, he's like, oh, $1,200 worth of parts. Yeah, $1,200 worth of parts. There's a ton of parts for 6 different pieces of equipment, so it's not really that bad. Yes, it's called ADD, man. That's how it goes. If I don't stay focused, they'll get well, and that hole that was going on is just fucking gone.
We'll get there.
So, if anyone has any other questions about that stuff, let me know. I'm gonna start putting it away. Sasquatch can talk about anything he's gotten done. I don't think he's done much, but in 2 or 3 weeks, I think he has gotten done on stuff here and there, little stuff.
Well,
I'm gonna get ready to put the forks on the loader.
Yeah, I haven't done too much since last show. Last show, I've got the gyro wheel going.
Yep.
Just waiting for the motor for the outer wheel. I got some cogs in pulleys, so I have that.
Oh, good.
That system's in place. I'm just waiting for the motors. So then once I got the motor, I got to figure out the belt length, what size belt I need. So yeah, gyro wheels coming along. Just been busy. Next week I'll probably get a lot done. I got on vacation, start holiday vacation next week. So.
Oh yeah, you get 2 weeks.
Yep. So, and then where is yes, in the planetary gear system for the Borderlands buggy, same thing. Pretty much all done. Just need to make another one, get another motor. Yeah. So, gotta get some rubber for it. Figured out a 8-scale buggy tire is pretty much the same diameter. It's just wider. So, if I take an 8-scale buggy tire and I cut off the sidewall, it'll stretch right over this and give me some traction. So doesn't look like much sitting there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you get some time to bolt it up, make sure you can push it.
Yeah, start testing again.
Yeah, I want to see I'm hoping it'll have enough torque with the gear reduction from the planetaries to move it. If it can move it with one motor, that'd be killer, because then 2 would be complete overkill, which is what I want. So
yeah.
I don't know if I ever showed the inside of this.
Inside of which part?
Of the planetary.
Oh, I remember when you were designing it on the show, but I don't think we actually physically have seen it.
Yeah, so this is the outer wheel per se. So it's got the inner teeth, planetary, and then this is what we got inside. So this is the brushless motor. So that's all
nice.
pretty. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then
any reason for the different colored gears, or was that just because of the filament color?
Whatever filament was in the printer when I pushed
it.
Okay. when I'm prototyping, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Or I try to put in the stuff I have a bunch of that I know I'm never going to use probably. So
that makes sense.
Hence the weird light blue color. I think I had one guy. I was like, I want a speaker light blue. I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna have this shit forever.
Yeah, now I got a roll of this light blue color. So yeah, so just whatever's in the printer. But yeah, I'm hoping it'll work out. I got a couple of things, like I got some bearing supports in here, and it's got like the teeth right on it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna change it to where instead of just being bearings, there's actually going to be another set of 3 teeth, so it rides a little smoother. Because it works, it's just noisy.
Yeah,
just little things, like little piddly things that I can figure out once I know it works. So
nice. Actually, RC every day, nothing's broken, really. I've got to put the excavator back together. That's it. It's the only broken thing. And Rob, I do know how to use them. It's friends that don't know how to use them, and I'm nice enough to let them use them. And they still really don't break that much. I found if you have spares, that shit won't break. Whatever you
Comma D, I got
of, that's what will fail.
Comma D. I just got a couple of new resin printers too. I got to set up. I love the resin printers, but man, they're so just messy. Like you have to have, you gotta have the resin printer, the vat, your resin, the wash station, then you have a cure station, or it's all in one, but it's just so messy.
That sounds like a bit of a headache for sure.
Well, they're so fucking pretty. Like, you know, I fuck around with miniatures and stuff. So like,
yeah,
this was printed on a cheap resin printer, and you can see the detail is just, Nick. You can see how much better the detail is on it.
Yeah.
And that's a cheap resin printer, and I got two nice newer ones now. But
the resin printers that prints up, right?
Well, yeah, and it prints. It's higher resolution too, way higher.
Yeah, it's perfectly smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. But like, if you get a failed print in a resin printer, it's a pain in the ass because you just have a clumps of shit down in your resin, and you got to pour out your resin and filter it so you don't get shit in it, and then scrape out the bottom and hope you don't fuck up the PTFE like layer in the bottom. And if you do, you got to replace it. Okay. And then in the meantime, you have just resin everywhere, and the stuff stinks and it's nasty. I don't know. It's cool, but it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So.
And those are still relatively new technology as far as being like able to use them at home, right?
No.
I know they've been around a long time, but
yeah, I think just because of the difficulty, they're not as popular.
Yeah.
And they're just more expensive than FDM.
Okay.
And it's just FDM just so easy and simple. So I think just the guys that really want that super high detail, that's who got the resin. So
okay.
Resin printers, I mean, resin printers. I don't know, it's just a UV resin. I know there's different kinds now. I don't do enough resin printing to know that much about the different kinds of resins.
Yeah.
Comedy, yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, most happy endings come with a mess. Sure. Well, when it works right, it's not messy. That's the thing. When it works right, it's not that messy. It's not that bad.
Oh, see, that's the opposite of that situation. When it's working right, it's messy.
Not if she swallows. It's not messy at all if she swallows.
Well, when she squirts.
Oh yeah, it is the best. Yeah, you might as well go swimming.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So what size are these damn things? I think they're screws. Yeah, I bought this. It's like the excavator, the quick connect.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can build the forks. Nice. And I can swap the bucket on and off. And it should be a couple seconds. I keep looking at the bill today for prices on shit. And I bought it October of 2020. That's how long it's been sitting in the box.
I keep looking at freaking CNC plasmas and CNC metal CNCs now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I can make that kind of shit. I keep finding more and more reasons to get a CNC plasma table or like a good metal CNC. I keep finding more and more reasons.
Do it. That means you're supposed to do it if you keep finding valid reasons.
I don't know. It's just so fucking expensive. Then you have to have somewhere to set it up.
Yeah. Yeah, space can become an issue real quickly, at least for me. There's what I need. So we got C-clips or E-clips on the back of this.
Ooh, Jesus clips.
The pins out. Yep. And mine, because they've seen use, are a little rusty and shit, so this could be fun.
I used to call those sanity clips. Test your sanity.
Yeah, right.
Fucking things.
I generally don't mind them just because I'm used to them from when I started building. They were always on all the associated kits. But sometimes there's that one clip in that one spot where you're like, motherfucker, and it takes you 2 minutes to put it on.
Yeah. Like you get good at it though. Like after you've done it,
there's tricks.
Like, okay. Like you know how to put it on, use some needles, pop it on, like, and then You know, like use a small flathead to pop them off. Like
Yep, that's what I'm
you
doing
learn all
right
the
now.
tricks. Yeah, you learn all the tricks, but every once in a while, man, you get to
Yep, you find one that just wants to fight your ass.
Yeah, or has a weird inset, like it's inset down in, you can't fucking get to
Mhm.
it. Yeah, CNCs aren't cheap. I have a little CNC, but it can just do like acrylic, wood, and shit like that. I don't even think I could probably do aluminum on it if I did really thin passes, but CNCs are fucking rad. I like my laser cutter better though. For anything that's not metallic, the laser cutter is fucking wicked. But
Oh yeah,
but
would
yeah,
make sense because it's really nice, clean, quick cuts, right?
so clean and so quick. Yeah, there's for wood, acrylic, leather. It's the shit. But can't do metal though. If I can do God, if you can find a laser cutter did metal, that'd be the shit. I'm sure they exist. Expensive.
Yeah, I see them on one of the car shows I watch on Motor Trend Sunday mornings, I think it is. God damn it, what do they call it? I just fast forward to AP laser.
Oh,
But these
okay.
are like huge machines that go in like shops and shit. So I'm like, yeah, that's got to be 5-figure stuff at least right there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'd be so nice.
All right. Man, I'm glad I'm finally going to get to use these forks after 3 years. It's going to be fun. Yes, I've seen that tool, Sean, but again, they generally Eclipse don't fuck with me at all. I find them pretty easy. So, and when they do fuck with me, I don't think that tool would fit. I've not used one, but looking at how it works, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it seems like when they're down in somewhere, the stuff to get at, you wouldn't be able to drive them on with that thing and off right?
I'm trying to think of what I used to work on that had like the little 2 mil Eclipse. Fucking little fuckers. What was that? You had to use like an X-Acto blade to pop them off.
Yeah.
What the fuck was it? I used to work. I can't remember what it was. I used to work on that had a fuck ton of those. They weren't the little Losies, were they? Did they have the little Eclipse
The
on the
micros and shit had Eclipse, as I recall.
Yeah,
So
on the hinge pins. Yeah,
godforsaken 30-second sons of bitches.
yeah, little fuckers. I remember. That's
Yeah,
what I remember.
fucking
Yeah,
hated those cars.
yeah, yeah. Those sucked.
Yeah. Customers would bring them in for repairs and shit. I'd be like, you asshole.
Question for you: did you ever
Huh.
work on the old Blade CX2s?
Not much. Couple
Not
times.
much. I remember working on those. The lower gears that spin out, and it had a Phillips screw that went through the collet on the gear. But then
Yeah.
the gear would try to spin, so you have to push on it and hold it. And I don't know how many times it would rotate and just stab myself in the finger.
Yeah. Good old self-inflicted stabbings.
Oh god, I hated that. It was like a thing on that
Give
helicopter.
me shit.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah,
one's
helis can be a bit tricky. There's a lot of shit going on.
Oh, I'll be right back. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do it to it. All right, I'm gonna cheat because this one's giving me fits. I can't get the fucking flathead into the flat spot. See, the one right before this came right off, and I said it was easy. So now the universe has to fuck me, of course. They're like, oh, you think it's easy? Fuck you. Come on, you son of a bitch. Ah, there we go. I think I got enough to get in there now.
There it is. Pop, pop. 2 million Eclipse sounds like hell. Dude, it was like the 9th level of hell working on those low C micros from like the very early 2000s, whatever it was. I hated those things. Oh, so you got a hookup for some CNCs, huh? Yup, damn Eclipse. That's most people's reaction, RC every day. Yeah, I'm shipping everything, Sean. My next priority after doing this, everything's working except I got to get the excavator back together, but I haven't ordered gears yet. But I think I might be able to make shit work. So I'm going to take the other side apart, clean it up, re-lube it, see if it's going to be worth bringing. If it is, then everything, including the excavator, will be coming, and the mining truck, because I want to use Ralph and Benny's loaders. Those huge motherfucking mining loaders that are designed to load those trucks in real life. You know, they got those two that Ralph builds there. So I want to take the mining truck to actually use it. It's only ever been used as a golf cart and to haul RC trucks from one side of an event to the other and stuff. So it'll be nice if we have something that'll can put dirt in it and dump it.
Oh.
Oh, an old line T-Rex, huh? What
500.
was that? 450, 500? Yeah.
Buddy of mine called me. He's like, "Hey, I got something I want to give you. Do you want it?" I'm like, fuck, sure. Why not?
It's RC. Why not? Add to my clutter. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's so fly barred. It's old school.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know.
I've never flown a fly bar, I don't think.
Really?
Right, I was getting into them as when fly bars were all going away and everything was becoming fly barless.
Jeez, yeah, I flew a lot of fucking fly bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got out of it when fly barless came around.
Oh, okay. So we were the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I kind of backed out. But yeah, fuck, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, I forgot that he gave me that a couple weeks ago.
That's nice. Good buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, he just doesn't fuck with his RC shitting anymore. So
yeah.
I can fuck around with this right now.
There you go. New toy to go through. Make sure it's all working order and all that stuff. It looks like
he had
there,
like at the time he bought all the best shit for at the time.
Yeah.
But he never flew it. I don't think he ever flew the damn thing.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of guys that get helis, they build them and then like, oh, you're afraid to fly it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's scary.
And I remember when he built it. I remember when he built it. I told him, I was like, dude, I'll take you out and fly it with you. And I don't do that with helis usually, because you just don't know if they fucking built it right or not. But for him, he was a good buddy, so I was willing to. But yeah, he never had the balls to go out and fly it. But I can't blame them. I mean, they're fucking scary.
They are, man. Like,
especially this size. You get into anything
like that big and bigger can kill you.
Anything 500 and bigger, they sound like they want to kill you too.
Yeah, lawnmower without a deck.
Yeah. Well, I had a buddy who had a 700.
Yeah.
I remember we're flying out at the field, and he was doing an inverted. He was doing a hurricane. He was an inverted hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And he went by. We had a windsock on a pole, and the top of it was just a 2x4. He hit his blade on the 2x4. It went through the 2x4 like it was butter.
Yep.
Destroyed the blade, but it went through the 2x4 like it was nothing, like a clean cut.
Oh yeah, it should have cut your head right off.
Yeah. No, I mean that was a 700, but still.
Yeah. You remember the big Goblin 770s?
Yeah, big
like 5.5 foot wingspan or blade span. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, he's got Scorpion motor, Scorpion ESC. He's got a Spartan gyro on it. The only thing that's weak are the cyclic servos. They're old 225 MGs. They're not very fast. But I'm sure
you always have to stuff all your shit into tight cars, Sean. That's always fun with this stuff. It eats up space so fast. Man, this bucket's a lot bigger when it's off the rig. It doesn't feel that big when it's on it. All right.
I have the blades on this right now. Blades are 500 blades are big. They're big boys.
Yeah, that's what, 3.5, 4 foot?
500 millimeters per blade.
Yeah, I can't remember the conversion right now. About 700 is about 5.
That's about 3 feet. No, not quite 3 feet. I'd have to do the conversion off. I can't do that off the top of my head.
Yeah.
500. Oh no, 20 inches basically. So 20 inches per blade. They're not that big. I mean, that's still decent.
Yeah, so that's 40 inches plus your head, so about 46 or so.
Yeah, it's just under 4 foot.
About 4 foot.
Yeah, 4 foot disc. Yeah. Enough to stay the fuck away from it.
You're right. I always trip when I see these guys take off right in front of themselves and buzz around.
Oh my god, yes.
Like a foot from them, like, you idiot. If a servo fails or your radio fails or something, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I was watching a video.
You need to be respected.
I can't remember what it was. A guy was flying inverted. He was in front of a pop-up, flying inverted, like 2 feet away.
Yeah.
And he lost a cyclic servo. And I don't think it killed him, but it really fucked him up.
Yeah, I got him.
And this was like a professional level
Yeah.
pilot. I can't remember his name. Yeah, and it's just like, you fucking dipshit. Like,
Yeah, that's your own fault for being a fucking idiot.
well, it's just like the drone guys when they used to fly over crowds. You're like, oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, all it takes is one motor to fuck up, dude. You're
Yeah,
causing
you're
a
fucking
problem.
people up.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, people just don't think. They don't think about what's possible. They think about what they're used to.
Yeah, you always got to think about the what if and the failure situation.
Yeah.
All right, so this is sweet. As you can see, they've got the channels, grooves cut in them, and they're machined nice. They slide side to side.
Pretty, oops, I slid it right off easily.
Oof.
And
Shredder. Yeah, no shit.
screw
More like
holes in the
shredded,
corner.
Mark. More like shredded.
Stops.
It's like the equivalent of getting put through a salad shooter.
Oh, I'm shredder now, yeah. I don't fly, I crash. Yeah, that's what the sim is good for.
Well, it's just like in RC planes. We always say, takeoffs are optional, the landings are mandatory.
Yep. Scott, we have floats for that carbon at the shop. We've had them up there for ages.
I didn't get on fly. I haven't flown in years.
Who makes the Cat 374 excavator, Sean? 80 pounds is pretty heavy. I think mine's 70 or something like that. I don't know where my Loctite is right now, so I'm gonna do a cardinal sin and put it together without it, and then be pissed when I notice that some of these have fallen out after a few hours.
When it's all loose.
Yeah. But I can't remember where my Loctite is
better.
right now. I guess I can do a quick check.
Check the Jesus bolts on this thing.
Yeah,
Pun intended.
I worked on quite a few helis back in the day.
Yeah.
Mostly like mini to 500 size.
You know what's funny is how many guys that flies helis now that wouldn't even know how to program this.
Oh, yeah.
This is flybar. They
Yeah,
wouldn't even know what to fucking do.
That's 10 years old stuff easily.
Yeah, you don't plug this into a computer.
Yeah.
Flybarless, plug into a computer. It's like programming a drone on a flybar.
Yeah.
But flybar, whole nother animal.
Yeah, a lot of that is just setup, mechanical stuff.
And also programming your gyro mix in the controller.
Yeah.
You don't have it pre-programmed in the flight controller. On a flybarless, it's all on the flight controller, but on this, it's all mixing in the radio.
Yeah.
300, well, that's a 3, no.
There's a lot, man. Helis are for sure one of the things that you really need to know your radio well.
Yep.
Knowing how to set up a heli right and flying it versus setting up what you think is right or the best of your ability when you don't 100% know all the tricks.
Well,
That
mechanical, you gotta know how to set up a flybar head mechanically first.
There you go.
You got so much more going on in a flybar head mechanically than in a flybarless.
Yeah.
You got multiple links, way more links. Yeah. Everything's got to be just level and right. The gyros have to be at 90, or the servos have to be at 90, or in the whatever orientation they're in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's like mechanically first, then you go program.
Yeah.
And you don't get it right, and don't fly.
You don't get it right, it no fly.
Well, that's when it tries to kill you.
Yeah.
That's why I used to fly when I used to instruct. I said I don't instruct guys with helis because it's just I need a couple days to go over their heli to make sure it's safe before I even spool it up. So
Yeah.
all it takes is one fucking thing to be wrong. Fucking
Yeah.
Ginsey blades.
And you gotta have the right weather for a maiden and shit. You want real light breeze and nice out and shit, so you're not fighting that, trying to get everything.
Yeah, at least with a maiden. Once you
Yeah.
get comfortable with a heli, you can fly in quite a bit of wind. They don't really give a shit.
Oh yeah, especially at 500 or better size.
Yeah, they really don't give a fuck after. I mean, yeah, especially a 500. Well, all the 500 is it's basically a 450 with a bigger motor, a longer tail boom, and bigger blades.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people used to convert their 450s up to 500s and shit like that today.
Yeah, same with like a 700 started as a 650, et cetera, et cetera. So they're a little beefier. Like it's got some beef in it in places a 450 wouldn't, but
Okay.
to handle the motor, and it's got a bigger main shaft. So spindle shaft.
Yeah, I suppose it's gonna be putting more load and whatnot on stuff.
Yeah. But the frame size is really similar. You just got a longer boom to accommodate the longer blade and a hotter motor.
Okay. All right. Well, I get one picture on the RC four-wheel drive site to assemble this. So mine. This looks different than what I have. Son of a bitch. Why am I holding it upside down? Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. That's the way she goes.
All right, I'll move this out of the way.
No instructions here.
Should probably. I know what I should be doing.
Good. What should you be doing? Not quite sure why they gave me 4 pins.
Working on this fucker.
Okay. I'll get back to Zoom so I can see what you're doing. Why? What do you have to do that? You switching the supermoto tires and stuff?
Yeah, I finally got my rear.
Okay.
Yay! The
Hooray.
supermoto tire. I have no idea what I'm fucking doing. I'm gonna try. I haven't worked
What are
on
you
this.
talking about? I tore one apart way.
Oh yeah. Never mind. We've done this.
Yeah. You know what's going on. It's just been several months.
In a while. Well, and I actually didn't take apart the front or rear end. It was just the seat and the post.
Yeah, I took the whole thing apart. Yeah.
And
The dick in
post.
the ass. I forgot about that. That was ridiculous when all that
I don't
happened.
never get so ridiculous.
All right, I gotta look at my picture again here. Okay, yep. So it goes inside. All right. So what's up, Juice Box? Thanks for coming back. Hey, Marcy. Just sitting here pretending I know what they're talking about. Yeah, on the heli stuff. It's a Lisu. Okay, Sean. So it was a kit you had to paint and build and everything. I assume it was Lisu, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. Where's my tools? Let's do this. I haven't driven this thing yet because I wanted to wait for street tire. And now I'm like, it's fucking worth it.
Oh yeah. Were there any meteors going on out there, Juice Box, yet? Or not? I looked here last night at like midnight for like 10 minutes. Didn't see a fucking one, but I think we might have too much light pollution. Boy, smacked upside the head again. Love their instructions. What instructions? I told you the fact you had any instructions, Scott, is a miracle. My box came with the parts for this. That's it. Same. It comes with a sheet that says if you don't know what you're doing, you can't own and run this. Pretty much, it's legitimately what it tells you.
If you don't know what you're doing, you're too broke to have
Oh.
this.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I get you off there? Oh, I don't want to do that. Do I have to do that? Yep, I have to do that. Okay.
Okay, so there's my spacers. Now, which shaft? Now I have to start guessing which shafts to put in the holes. Haha.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Which shaft goes in which hole? I don't know. It'll still feel
Yeah.
good. Better.
Well, that seems far too long. They gave me 4. Like I got one in, they gave me 4. They're all the one I started with was the longest. It's like they're like, oh, it's a choose your own adventure kit. Yeah. We'll throw a bunch of shafts in and you figure out which one works.
There's lots of ways to fuck it up, and only one way to get it right.
Yep.
All right, here we go. That's a big fucking bolt.
All right. Second choice was a success.
Okay. Holy shit, that's a big fucker.
That's what she said.
There it is. Took you long enough.
Oh, I've been slipping them in. I think you've just missed them.
That's what she said. Like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
This is like the most juvenile show ever.
Sometimes.
All right. Is this gonna be the right one, or is that gonna be too long? That son of a bitch gonna be too long. There it is.
Sean, are we talking about wives or RC shit? Because I can use some instructions.
Yeah, so much of it comes with zero instructions. But that's like every website tells you, look, you got to be over 16. You got to know what the fuck you're doing. I've owned RCs for a long time, or
What, with girlfriends or RC cars? I'm still lost here.
with the heavy equipment.
16 and know what you're doing and having deep pockets. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, I go for much older than 16.
Oh, I was thought. Oh shit! Never mind. God damn it! I'm going to jail.
You're on a list now.
Fuck.
All right, you son of a bitch. I might have to actually get this fired up to move the hydraulics around to get it lined up right.
Oh darn! I have to play with my toy to fix it.
Yep. Son of a bitch. Life is hard.
No. Oh. Damn! This is weird.
Also a hammer.
So.
And it worked. Cha-ching.
Pitching. Huh.
So it has come. I don't know. You guys probably can't see. I don't think the overhead
Yeah,
camera
Bobby.
tonight either. I would use it, but it's got these sleeves that go in the holes. Had some that go in here and then stick out for a spacer, and then the other ones just slide in here. But this is very simple, as I figured it would be. A lot of this stuff is very easy to work on. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. It all depends on what the job you have to do is, what the task at hand is. Go in your home. There we go. That's
Good for your home. Sorry.
nailed it.
Too random tonight. Sorry.
Don't have fun. That's not what we're about.
Reckless. Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
What's up, Bobby?
You see Reckless's comment?
Yeah, for many.
Buddy. Well, you got to see Nick. Nick wants to get the fucking jackhammer thing. All I can see is a dildo on the end of it. That's all I see.
Oh, Jesus. That was actually
That's what she said. Oh, Jesus.
If I ever decide to risk dating women again, since I make poor choices 75% of the time, I'll have to remember that. I'm like, hey, you want to try something different tonight, honey? She's going to be like, why do you have your excavator in the bedroom? And then I'll probably no longer be dating her.
You're like, I know you're going to dump me anyway, so I thought we'd try something. You never know. She might change her mind after that.
Oh, yeah, it all depends on the girl.
Right?
Some are going to go, fuck yeah. Some are going to be like, tease me, like, I don't know. But in their head, they're like, fuck yeah. And then you get freak out. All depends on the chick.
Right. She's like, I saw you breaking concrete with that yesterday. What the fuck?
It split it right open.
Hey, baby, you want to try it on 4S? Go to the hobby shop. I need a new speed controller. Why? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Kept upping the voltage, man. Eventually, it was done. What were you doing? Don't worry about it.
Let's just say I need some hydraulic oil now, too.
Another excuse to get more. Exactly. Maybe you want to try it on 4S, Rob says. Okay, well, this is almost done. Sweet.
Yeah, RC 4-wheel drive's missing out on the market there.
Yeah, right? Need to get a hold of Adam and Eve, guys. It'll come with 10 free videos, too. That'll test out people's dirty knowledge.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I wonder how fun. There's supposed to be 2 clips on the inside of this bottom one. I wonder how fun those are going to be to put on.
But we're gonna find out.
Maybe it'll be a pain in the ass, and I say fuck it, because they're
Yeah.
just kind of redundant.
I don't know. You usually don't give up that easy.
No, I don't. I hate.
We usually
doing
get. We at least get a
properly.
show before. You at least get a show before you get so pissed off you don't want to keep going.
Yeah. Bam. All right. Now, just for the headache parts, potentially. Who knows? That might just pop right into. I hate moving this shit around like this because I never know where and when it's going to start leaking hydraulic fluid out of a vent somewhere.
Or you drop it on your nutsack.
That would really suck.
I see the dog running in right now. Boom!
Oh,
Right there.
that son of a bitch. Yeah, he's right here watching. He's like, what are you doing, Dad? Did I harass you right now while you're holding this big thing that has pointy sharp forks on the front? That time of day? I gotta stand up for this one. All right.
Well, if you do drop it on yourself, it'll probably be good for the algorithm.
We'll get banned because it would gore right through me. You'd probably watch me die on YouTube live.
That would be a bad night.
Yeah, it would be a real rough night for me. But that's when you know your toys are fun, when they can accidentally kill you.
Yeah, you're right. Shit.
It's like that heli you're dicking with. Oh, those are fucking cake. And it's nice and solid right now, just a little bit of wiggle, which I like, so it's not gonna bind. Oh, hey.
In there.
So,
There we go.
switch.
Interesting.
Take this off.
Dang, that thing's crazy looking.
What?
Just the with the Pro Moto tire, it just looks different.
Oh yeah. Okay, there it is. All right. And these this one's actually wearing in, but because of all the paint and everything, maybe, well, here.
It looks weird. It looks so smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, the bucket's deceptively huge. It did not look that big on there. Let me see if I can get kind of tight for room here, but maybe we can use the second camera to show you guys. Video. What we got here? There we go. Okay. So you can see all my pins and everything. I had E-clip down and that inside and that inside. And
Oh,
you can
mark
see the
this.
sleeve with the extension right there. All this came assembled. My switch is this right here. And it pops open. And then these, I'm hitting the camera with the fork, so I didn't think that all the way through, and right off. And there's your quick attachment. Nice and simple.
That's cool.
So let's see how the bucket does. Set this. Oh, that's right. There's where my extra pins go. Duh. Okay. Let's switch the camera back. All right. Well, figured that out. Turned it all the way off. Turn back on. There. No, damn it. It's lagging. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's right. I totally flaked on that. I'd do that to the original excavator bucket too. So that's where your extra pins go, into the bucket so it can use the quick connect.
I'm like waiting for like shims or something to fall over here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I wonder if there's Oh, I see. Okay.
Bam. I guess I turned into emerald tonight every time I hit an E-clip. Bam! I don't know why. New habit.
Like, oh, that's cool. I think just loosen that. Come on, once. Oh no, this is the whole thing. Shit.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Why do you fight me? Bucket hammer. Probably should have used one that wasn't covered in dirt. That would have been a little smarter. All right, 2 more eclipses and this is done. For another project off the list. Yay. See, it may took 3 years, but it got there eventually, damn it. Now this one's probably gonna want to fight me just because it's the last one, you know. Yep.
Yep.
The other 3 were too easy. Now it's time to pay my penance to the E-clip gods.
Ooh, those are big bad boys. Okay.
No clip for you.
No clip for you.
Damn. All right. Finito. So then this will hook underneath. Oh. Okay, it goes inboard. And I still got to wear the paint and the clip and everything in here, but there we go. She's clipped on. All right, sweet. Pops right out. And this will get even easier once I've disconnected and reconnected 30, 40 times, worn some of the paint off and stuff, of course.
Yep.
On that, then it'll slip. I don't know.
How many buckets do you have for that?
Just this.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Sean might know. I can't think of many options made for this as far as buckets and stuff go.
Well, what's the purpose of having a quick disconnect then? Just transporting it or?
No, so I can put the forks on and off.
Oh, sorry, forks. Okay, so yeah, you have the forks.
Yeah, now I can swap the forks on and off in
Yeah,
like
yeah,
less than 30 seconds, more like 10 or 20. So that's the point for that. So now I can move pallets and pick up all kinds of other shit. Stab people, you know. Yeah, Mark, explaining that to the EMTs would be interesting. See, kills Jesus in one heck of a clickbait. Watch left turns. Oh, yeah, Mark's letting you know, watch left turns. The chain will scrape because the tire's smaller. I swear I'm going to bust the nut lifting them in and out of the car. Stop sounding like a UPS guy, Sean. They're not that heavy. They're not that heavy. Hey, MT Ranger. Mr. Darren. No whiskey tonight. Although I know you are. You're on your Advent thing. Cans. Yep. Or crush cars. Yeah. You can do all kinds of fun shit. Move cars. That's right. Just flip things over on people for fun. Walk up to their semi and flip it over with the forks on. People will appreciate that.
Of course they will.
All right. And this one, as far as I know, is all working. It's all been gone through. This one, out of all the equipment I have, this front end loader is the one that's giving me the most problems. It's probably the thing I would recommend to people to buy last. Because until you buy the forks, you're not doing a whole lot with it. Loading trucks, that's about it. So it's a little tricky to use. It's easy to burn the hydraulics up. If you use it too long, you gotta give it a break after 45 minutes.
Would you get that? Would you get that or a dozer first?
I would get a dozer over this. This is what I would get last.
Yeah.
I've had issues with the axles, with the locking cables, with the motor. Line cracked and blew, and I think a servo went bad. This one is giving me the most shit out of all of them. Now,
I feel
this
like
is the old 870K. Like, this is the very first model of it. It had only been out 6 months or a
So
year.
why don't you see a lot of backhoes?
I don't know. Lisu actually makes one now. It's a kit that you have to build. It's very expensive. It's like 6-7 grand.
Yeah.
And then obviously probably 100 hours or better of painting and assembling.
Right.
But that's the first one I've seen. I think there's a lot going on in the backhoe. You got to pack 5 pounds of shit into a 1 pound bag, you know, in a backhoe kind of.
That just seems
you
to
got to
be
have pumps and valves and everything for the front bucket. You got to pumps
Yeah.
and valves and everything for the rear boom stick and bucket.
right.
And then you got to have a drive system. It's got to steer. Most of them have front wheel assist or all wheel drive, so you got to put that in. So it just racks up a lot of shit into what's a pretty compact unit. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the PC one in person yet. I don't think my buddy Jeremy has one and built it. He got it pretty soon after it came out. He's addicted to the shit for some. He's got like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah.
But I don't recall seeing it in person yet. So I don't know. I have a feeling it's probably a little bigger than it should be, but I don't know. It
Yeah.
might be like a really big backhoe in real
Huh.
life. I have to see it. Whiskey always, yep. There's not much out there for it. At least with the Forks, you'll have no problem parking. Yeah. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, but it's giving me the most headaches. There's the most wear and tear on this without as much use and breakage. So I would recommend that people do the loader last. Plus, again, until you have the forks, you're real limited on what you're doing. You're digging into a pile and dumping it in the truck. That's it.
I feel like the little Bobcat would be a good starting place too, huh?
Yeah, but it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, for what it
Meaning
is.
because it's little, but it's like $2,700 or something. Oh, I bought it at that price a year or two ago. It might be like $2,000 or 25 or something now. I don't know, but
Yeah.
for how little it is, it's pretty pricey. But again, that was another one that they didn't come out with forever. People just did Bruder and Ertl conversions.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of shit back in there. 4 drive wheels, steering,
Yeah.
making them steer, you know, separate ESCs and all that. And then the pump and the hydraulics and everything. And then that also has the optional hydraulics. So I can buy a grabber for it that will actually grab,
that's cool.
which is cool for picking up trees or poles or pipe or whatever.
Well, yeah, because there's like in real life, there's fuck tons of attachments for those. It'd be cool to make all that stuff.
Yep.
Like you got like the brush whackers and the freaking snow blowers, and they have like a winch one now. It's like got a big fucking teeth you sink in with a winch on it. Like there's a bunch of
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the real world.
Drop it.
That should be fun.
Sweepers for them, drills, augers, all kinds of
It'd be fun to make some attachments for it, like just from like yourself, you know?
Yeah.
I could get into that.
Yeah. Man, it's 10 o'clock already, and I still didn't get started on the fucking King Hauler. Okay, King Hauler. Let me get your opinion on stuff, because I'm building this. It's going to be the same as the Gear Jammer logo we did, the old new one. And I've got brass and like aluminum parts. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the brass. Because you can't really get brass parts for these. So we got like servo mounts for the, all of it's in brass. And then we've got front bumper mount and all that in aluminum or brass. And then I've got cross members in aluminum and brass. I think I'm going to go brass. But
really?
I might as well ask everyone else what they think. If I was doing this like for me as a truck, because I'm a scale nut, this shit would be sanded and painted.
Yeah.
But because it's a display truck to take the shows and events and stuff and show off the parts, I'm leaving them aluminum and brass so they stand out. So eventually I'll do a cab over too. Yeah. I prefer cab overs way over long and talls in real life anyways. But the logo is a long and tall because that's most people's preference. So that's the one I'm doing first. So I'm thinking I'll do brass on the long and tall, especially because with that longer wheelbase on the long and tall, more weight on it helps with steering and shit a lot.
Well, I would go brass too because
pretty well.
I would go brass too because everybody does aluminum, so it'd be cool to show that hey, you do brass.
Yeah. You want some extra weight for heavy haul shit and getting traction on steering and whatnot? Here you go. Because there is like, I guess I could go get a scale, but this brass piece is probably at least 3 or 4 times more heavy than this aluminum piece.
Oh yeah.
This aluminum piece is featherweight. This is kind of substantial for its size, holding it. So
yeah.
We're back to you. It's all right. I got a bunch done. I wasn't too distracted. I'll at least get this picked up and cleaned up and the King Hauler ready to go. You guys are helping me pick parts, so I'm making progress. It's better than nothing. How's my back? My back is golden. Show it off. Brass will stand out in the crowd. That's what I was thinking, Rob, because everyone does plastic and aluminum. No one does brass.
Yeah.
Color is the paint on the cab. It is green. I wish I had the cab here now. Here, let me go grab a tag. I only have parts with the old tag that I'm getting rid of out here. I'll go grab one with the new one.
Oh.
So there is, if I can get where it's not all washed out. There we go. The current logo. So that's focused pretty well. So it's going to be about that green. I sent that picture to my buddy Greg, and he painted it for me, the body, and I'm sure he matched it perfectly. So he's a professional body man and painter, so my guess is it'll be spot on to that green. So it's not, it's kind of like a medium green, I'd call it, I guess. I think the brass will look good with it too. Apparently it's going to be a lot bigger this year. Cabin Fever, yes, Sean. Cabin Fever will be much bigger. Yes, Greg Holman, Rob.
Yeah, I need to work.
Okay, so
I need
to
work on mine. It's sitting right.
Yep. Yeah, you
There.
blew one.
I need to work on that thing. No, not anymore. I sold that set.
Oh, did you? Okay, you took
But I
it
need
off.
to build a new one. Yeah, I need to build a new one. For
Okay,
it.
so yeah,
Yeah.
these are the parts I'm going to be putting on. I mean,
I
most
got
of my
the
parts
plates right here, actually ready for it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I got the
back panel.
plates right here, ready for it.
Yep. Nice. So the gear jammer stuff I'm putting on, I'm not putting all the products on it because I have binders and all kinds of other shit too that you use for different shit. Beacon lights. I'll probably put a beacon light on, but I have all these out there packaged, but obviously I want to use ones without wasting the tag. So this is an aluminum front bumper mount that we make. That bolts on, as you saw. There's the brass one. When I get these remachined, when I run out, I probably will make an adjustment where the screw holes will have slots so you can slide the bumper in and out to your liking and adjust it instead of it just being fixed in the stock location. And then I'm going to be using cross members that we make, metal with holes in them. To me, the ones you got to put holes in for running wires neatly and shit. These have the holes ready to go so you can run wires wherever you want, varying sizes. Good to go. So I'll be using those. These are your servo mounts. And we do them in aluminum and brass. I'm almost out of them, so I got to reorder more probably tomorrow. So hopefully I can have them by Cabin Fever. They mount the servos, just plain old easy servo mounts. And then I had a pogo stick already assembled. So I'll have the pogo stick on the back. And this is badass. It's pretty damn scale to a real one. It's got the spring clamp that holds the hoses, and all of this is magnetic.
Oh, yeah.
So when you don't have a trailer hooked up, bang,
Yeah.
sticks right there. And then there's a glad hand on the trailer. So, and then it magnetically
That's
sticks
awesome.
to the trailer. And the magnets are strong enough it'll move around as it turns and stuff and be golden. So that's going on.
That's cool.
And
That's
I'll have
cool.
all the shit for sale at Cabin Fever. Here's aluminum servo mounts. The bag got melted and fire damage. Almost had a fire on my stove in a box they were in. So I'm gonna have to polish those up again. And then this is your rear axle crossmember. These only come in aluminum. I don't know if I'm gonna do them brass or not. I'll ask people if they think they should be done in brass. I might try some in brass 25 or something and see how they do. Because that would add a big chunk of weight as far as getting traction. So that would be good. So all that stuff is all going on to that king holder.
Yeah.
And it will look not quite exactly as the truck on the tag, but real fucking close. They want brass frame rails. Yeah, there you go. I don't make any frame rails. True scale.
Bend the shit out of those.
Yeah, I'm guessing they would tweak and stay bent. I don't know. Maybe if you boxed them, but then you'd have to notch out for where all the cross members fit in and shit.
Yeah. That'd be a pain in the ass.
I really don't, he says.
I mean, the stock ones are already skewed.
Yeah, and they're cool because it's like a real truck and shit, you know. So I'll have all this stuff for sale at Cabin Fever for anyone that's going to be there. That
Yeah, they're
wants-
kind of a spring steel.
yeah, yeah, they're just C-channel steel, but they're
That'd
pretty
be cool.
stout.
So maybe do some R&D work is getting some CNC. Does anybody make a CNC machined axle housing for those things?
I've been thinking about it.
That'd be shit. That'd be rad.
You can buy like Lisu makes axle housings and shit like that. You can buy the front axle, you know, the drop axle, non-drive axle, and all kinds of companies make that in aluminum.
Yeah.
But I've been considering doing a rear axle. I was thinking just doing the Tamiya one, so all the Tamiya parts fit in it. It's easy to replace. But to do that one, there's a lot of compound
Right.
curves, bullshit
Yeah,
stuff on it. So that would be a nice one if I knew someone with a 3D scanner to just 3D scan that motherfucker and be like, all right, done. Here we go. Machine this. Let me know what it'll cost if it's feasible. You know, obviously if it's going to cost.
I could reverse engineer that.
Yeah.
I could reverse engineer that.
Okay.
Yeah. I could reverse engineer that.
And then I'll just give
I
you
do the
stuff
CAD
back.
work and then you just get it machined.
Yeah, provided again, I'll have to see how expensive the machining work is because if it's going to cost
Whatever.
$200-300 just for housing, I doubt many people are going to buy it. So it'll all depend on what my price comeback is.
Wonder
But-
about how about the transmission case?
Transmission case I've thought about too, making an aluminum.
What about a trans case? They make a
Nah, most
Yeah.
people switch if they change the
Yeah.
trans out, they usually switch to planetary. I don't think there's any
Huh.
aluminum of the Tamiya version out there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I do have a shaft design for the
Yeah.
Tamiya one. You know how the output on the bottom goes to the rear and then it's just flush at the front, but it's there, it's the same shaft. Well, I got an extended shaft
Mhm.
with a hole in it, so then you can use your
Mhm.
stock Tamiya transmission, change that shaft,
Oh
and have an all-wheel drive semi.
yeah. Yeah, yep.
Like in Red Rider, I use the GCM
Maybe I'll
RT.
fuck around with it.
Huh? You cut out what?
I said maybe I'll have to get one of those axle housings and start measuring it.
Yeah. Well, you've got one behind you on the shelf.
You hear me?
Yeah, you've got one behind you on the shelf, though.
Yeah, I know. So I
One
pull
of
it
those?
out and take it apart and start measuring it.
If you want
Yeah.
to, go for it. And,
I just
then-
want to take my axle apart.
and it is kind of a pain in the ass to assemble that rear suspension.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna start cleaning up and get ready to move the king hauler over here. But so I've got I leave the 31st for Michigan, and then I come back and I'm only here for one day before the 9th before I leave again for Cabin Fever. So I've got about 2 weeks, I guess, a little over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to get this king hauler built. But they're not that bad to build. So I expect it should be pretty easy to get done in that time frame. All right, cleanup time, because of course all this shit's filthy and gets everything filthy when you're working on it. So if anyone has any more questions on this shit,
All right.
let me know. There you go, already examining it. What do I have to take apart? And then of course I'll just have to measure out which screws, because it's all going to be machine screws instead of, I guess I could have it, the Tamiya screws are kind of machine screws out of Philip, a little different thread. I guess I could just have them machined to that pitch, that metric pitch.
Yeah, that's not that bad at all.
Yeah,
Really not that bad at all.
good. So I like to hear.
Yeah, that wouldn't be that bad to me. That'd be cool. Because I bet people will eat that shit up.
Potentially, for sure. I
Yeah.
could see it being a
Something
big
else.
seller. It all just depends what it costs me, materials and machining to actually get it made. Whether it's gonna
Same
be
with the same with that axle, or same with the trans cover. Like it's just two covers that sandwich around the trans, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be that bad. Same thing there to machine that. That the bitch with that though is that it's gonna be a lot of waste when you machine that,
yeah,
because you're gonna have to make it from a thick chunk, and you're just gonna get the thin
Uh-huh.
piece out of it. You know what actually would be better for that is
drop it.
stamping it, making a die and stamping it from steel.
Yeah, but then making a die costs a ton of money too. So
No, that's where having a CNC would be nice, because you can make a die on a CNC real easy.
yeah. And I mean, my machinist might be able to do that. I don't know. I'd have to talk to him.
Yeah.
And that's
that-
when I send him stuff, I'm like, what's going to be the best and cheapest way for you to make this? It's strong, good quality, but not going to make the price out of control.
Yeah,
And
'cause
he'll
if
let me know. These are your options. You know, what do you want to do?
you can make that out of stamped sheet metal.
Yeah.
It'd be way cheaper to make.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nicer than the plastic.
Yeah, a lot more stout.
Yeah.
And again, it gives you some more good weight down low for traction, a little more up front for better steering. Because when they get stretched like that, they steer like fucking hell. It's like
Yeah.
a toy that literally has like a 25-foot steering radius still. You're like, what?
Well, what's cool, what else you could do too, I wonder how you can make it more scale, make it look like it's a trans pan
Mm-hmm.
instead of just the two screws sticking out on the bottom of it.
Exactly.
So you can play around with that too. So it actually, not only is it functional metal, but it makes it look more like a scale, like a real transmission.
Yep. Yeah, like a big 13, 15, whatever speed.
Yeah, like have just all the little screws around it. You can even get little like 1 mil hex heads and go nuts
Yep.
with it and just have like actual real screws in it.
Yeah, I could get the scale hardware from Kirby.
Mhm.
Buy it in bulk of 1,000 a time or whatever and throw them.
Yeah, and have a little pan that just bolts on.
Yeah.
That'd be bitching.
Yeah. But again, it all comes down to how much it costs to make and then what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
manufacturing costs. Can you even sell it for what it costs to make
Exactly. Rob, cool, man. I appreciate it. If you're looking for parts before Beat the Creek, Beat the Creek's only what, a few months, 4 or 5 months away now, five months, I guess. But you can get it all the stuff, well, not all of it, but most of it from TrueScaleRC.com, and RPP has all of it. The only thing they're missing right now is sliding fifth wheel plates, because I'm waiting to get parts I needed to have bent that I didn't get made bent. I fucked up. And to finish the fifth wheel plates, they're all packed and ready to go. I just have 2 parts that I need to get machined or made with bends in them precisely.
Oh, that's cool. There's actually only two parts I need to design, because it's just mirrored. The front axles, just both sides are mirrored of each other.
Yeah.
And the back one,
Yeah, the axles are the same, front and rear. So you
well,
just
the back is just a cover. So
yeah,
that's easy. Fuck, Nick, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Fuck around with that.
I'm not gonna say no.
Huh.
Keep all of my stock parts just in case. And these are some big ass E-clips that it uses. So I'm definitely saving those in case I lose one, then I've still got extras.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I got the scale aluminum wheels on here. Had to pull fucking 10 screws out just to get a wheel off. God damn it!
Yeah, like the real thing. Scale life, bro.
Not tonight.
Yeah, it's already 10:20. It's getting late quick on me.
That noise.
Stash that in there. This here.
I'm
I'm gonna go throw this out and get a damp paper towel to wipe my bench off here. I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Oh, you didn't.
Dang it, Dylan. Can't kill me.
I just need some attention. Oh.
Need to get myself another dustbuster for Christmas. It accidentally knocked it off the counter and dropped it on the ground, and it fucked up the motor pinion or whatever operates the motor for the suction and does not work anymore. And I miss it because, man, are those little dustbusters convenient for jobs like this.
Ooh, you know what else would be cool, Nick?
Dylan, god damn it. Huh?
You know what else would be cool?
What?
The what do you call it? The plate that the that the hitch sits on.
Yeah, I have one already. That's what I was talking about. I got to get a couple parts made with some bends in them. I didn't realize.
Oh, they already have one of those in aluminum?
Yep, stainless steel.
But it would be really cool if it was actually could slide and adjust.
It does.
Oh, does it? Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
It's full. It's full scale working. I already beat you to
That's
that.
badass.
Son of a bitch.
I'm just looking at shit on it that you could do that like wouldn't be super difficult and be really fucking cool.
Yeah, and those plates, like the sliding fifth wheel plates, aren't like ungodly expensive. They're not bad
Yeah.
because they're mostly flat pieces that are just cut. I
Right.
have those made at a different place. They're all laser cut out of stainless. Because the original design before I bought it, like here it is. But as you can see, it was made out of raw steel. Look how
Oh
risky
shit.
that motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the bag for a couple of years. But you got your pole handle here, and this whole thing slides back and forth.
Huh.
Which is, especially if you got a stretch truck, very desirable to have because then you can put the load, more tongue weight on your truck, so you can get better steering and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I personally, I don't like stretch trucks. I love the way they look. They look cool. I have one. But then when I was trying to use it, like trying to use it on a job site and shit and run it in the dirt and steer in tight areas, it is a pain in the ass. But that's why on the farm we always had cab overs. Because the cab overs have way better steering. You can fit those bastards into some tight spots. All right. Entertain yourself, buddy.
Yeah, it was crazy trying to run this at Proline by the fire. It just would not go in the dirt.
Yeah, you still have totally open diffs too, right?
Yeah, that was the big thing.
Yeah.
I had to put some putty in the diffs or something.
Silly putty.
Yeah.
Silly putty in the center diff. The forward rear axle.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Center axle, I mean.
Yeah.
And then leave the rear open. If you do them both, your turning radius will double because it's going to push so hard. And if you do just the rear, it pushes away the middle because just the center, it can still pivot.
Yeah.
So that's the way to go on that when you're doing these. That's one I've learned the hard way. Had them both locked up on a stretched cab over that's probably about as long as yours or a little longer. And it pushed like fucking hell. I was like, okay, this is like a show truck only, can't actually really be used in any job sites.
Oh, yep.
Centurion Bronco. Nice, Rob. That'll be cool. There's a guy down here, Solomon from Ford era, that has a couple B100s and B250s and shit from like Venezuela and shit like that. Because they actually made suburban Fords, pretty much, four-door Broncos. They're only available in South America, I think. Mexico might have had them too, but it might have just been South America. But they're neat. They're kind of expensive to transport over, though. And some of them, they've got little four-banger diesels in them with like 4 speeds and all kinds of crazy combinations for drivetrains on those things. All right. There's another gear jammer part for that stack. That's make the fifth wheel release handles too. If you want a legit release handle, because if you've built semi trucks, you know they're designed to have the remote, and it's just kind of this janky, not scale at all release handle. So that gets you your scale on that. Now, first things first.
Surprised you weren't.
Huh?
When are we gonna bust the crystal out? Check it out.
I messaged Brad today, but didn't hear back from him. I told him I'll probably hear back from him tomorrow or something. I told him I didn't want to do it this week, even though I had it, because we just had Darren on last week, so I didn't want to do back-to-back weeks like that. Plus, I knew I had to get this crap done because I have cabin fever coming up, so this is the priority. So Brad Geck from Associate is going to come on, like I've mentioned. He'll probably get back to me tomorrow, I would guess. And I hit him up and asked him if he wants to do it next Thursday. So what we'll do on that show is I'm not going to start building it. I won't start building it until after cabin fever when I have time, because I got to focus on all this shit. But after Cabin Fever, well, next week, if he's willing to come on, we'll have him on and he'll talk about the development and the design and history and his personal history with RC and all that stuff like normal. And we'll open it, do a box opening and show all the parts and how it's packed and figure everything out and get all laid out and look at it. And then I'll just throw it all back in the box and end of January, I guess, start building it live on the show. It'll probably take 2 shows, I'm guessing. Later, Reckless. Have a great night, man. Yeah, Merry Christmas. If we don't see you in here till then, I think we got 2 more shows before Christmas? 1 maybe?
1?
Well, 7 is going to be the 21st. So yeah, I guess 1 more show next week will be before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then after that will be after.
Yep.
We may not do a show on, it'll be the 6th, I think, would be that Thursday. I'll be in Michigan. So it'll depend on what I'm doing and what's going on and all that. I have good enough stuff I should be able to do.
We got the 21st, the 28th, and the 4th.
Okay. 4th would be it then. Because I'll be up in Michigan. And then we'll probably still do a show. I'll be in 10th? It would be the 11th, I think, when I'm there for Cabin Fever. But the hotel should have good enough internet that we can do a show there. And I'll have all this crap and whatnot with me. So that'll be cool. I need to get one of those RC10s. We've still got 10 more coming, Bobby. So we've got plenty. They should be out available in another.
I was hoping to have one to build with you when we built it.
Yeah. Yep, that would be fun. So yeah, that'll be the tentative plan for next week is Brad Geck be on, and we're gonna unbox the RC10 CC, the crystal, and talk about it all and go through it. And then I'll start building it in January. And then it'll probably be wrap up of this and Cabin Fever shit on the 28th before I leave town for a while. Make sure I've got everything ready to go. And that's the tentative plan for now, because it's not like we really plan this shit. We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants an hour before the show. What are we doing tonight? Unless we have guests scheduled, then I know what's happening. But all right, so I got my manual out. I'm gonna move this again because it takes up all the space on the bench. And classic to me, a manual. All right, pages I don't need, and then boom, couple pages in. If it will focus,
there we go. There it is.
So there we go. You start right off with servos and frame rails and all that. So I'm gonna.
That's a king hauler.
Yep. This is the king hauler. Yep, the standard length. The grand hauler is the long one. So you can see a lot of the parts right from the beginning. Don't whitewash it. Come on. There's all my cross members and the rear one for the axle. There's the front bumper mount. Where was it? I just saw. Shows that there's the front bumper mount up there. But yeah, I can't get close enough without washing it out for you guys to really see. So I'm essentially going to put all my gear jammer parts in it right away. And then the rest of it will be standard to me affair. There's the axles. Yeah, the axles have the more wood screw type thread. I can't remember what it's called. So we'd have to get them machined for obviously machine thread, but that's fine. It's 2, 4, 6, 8 screws. And then we could eliminate the nuts that it uses factory, because those nuts are kind of a pain in the ass. And it'll make it look that much more scale because you won't have the nuts on it, just the screws on the one side. And the screws are on the side you can't see, they're on the back side. And then you just, you throw all your stock Tamiya guts in it. And there you go. I need to look into making these. Can I get close enough? The links for the axles in aluminum too. And there's guys out there like Reg Clark and some guys. True Scale makes a lot of this stuff. They make walking beams and stuff like that for these, which are nice. Well, so there's lots of options. But yeah. So I guess again, last week I only managed to open the box, but this week at least I got the manual out and the parts organized and everything cleaned up and ready to go. So I am all set to work on it over the weekend and week probably, and wrap it up before Cabin Fever. I do need to bring some servos home. Although, I don't know. I was debating if I even make this a working driving truck. All right,
Oh, why would you?
comedy. Have a good night, Dion. Hell yeah, Bobby. I'm down. I will be free again at the end of January. I've got a busy several weeks, and then end of January, I'm clear again. I would love to do another TTC. That would be fun. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I was debating whether I even put motor and servos and stuff in it.
Oh, make it run.
But yeah,
Why would you
and if I
not?
do that, then I'm putting the MFC in it and going all out.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna throw a motor and speed control in it.
Yep.
So thanks. That just cost me another $400 just in the MFC. I wish that it's 1994 technology, but it still costs that much. Probably cost them fucking $18 to make.
Oh yeah, that costs them nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I make it run then. All right, you dick.
Yep.
Oh, I want to make the gas tank mounts in aluminum too. Because the plastic ones, the way they're designed, if you accidentally grab the tanks or get hit or something, they break really easily because they get narrow. And so I've had that happen personally. I had to glue shit back together and J-rig it, so I need to get some aluminum ones made of those as well. Because they make gas tanks, after ones, nice ones, Lisu and True Scale and some of these guys, but they have totally different mounts. So if you want to use the stock gas tanks but have stout mounts, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'll get some servos around. I actually have some gear jammer servos left over. I think I still have like 60 or 80 of them I'll throw in it. And I've got the 55-turn gear jammer motors we do that actually Holmes makes for us. And throw in it. And then put an MFC and a receiver in it, and away it goes. And then it'll be a working, functioning one. Which I guess it might as well be, but it just costs so much more money with the MFC and shit doing it. It doubles the price of building the kit, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It has to be functional if it's going to be a shop product. There you go. What's up, GP? Which hotel did you book for cabin fever? We are at the Hampton Inn. I looked at, what is it? Fairview or whatever it is. Fairfield Inn, I think it is. Across the street from the event. Dude, that was like $250 to $300 a night, depending on the night. I was like, fuck that. That's super convenient, but I don't mind being 12 minutes away instead of 1 minute away. Not a big deal. And ours, it still got expensive at the Hampton Inn. I think it was between 150 and 180 a night, but a lot better than 250 to 300 a night. And it's a nice hotel. You go through town, so it's really easy to grab food, any groceries, snacks, water, shit like that. Chocolate milk in my case. And lights. Yeah, the MFC comes with lights, Rob. Lights, vibration, sound, all that.
Yeah.
Which is so much fun to wire up those MFCs. If you never wired up an MFC,
yeah.
I've done.
And if you're not using the actual like controller they tell you to use, it's fun to program too.
Yep. There's tricks to it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there's good YouTube videos out there for that shit. So it's easy to learn. That's how, when I first did one 7-8 years ago, whatever it was, that's how I learned how to do it. I went on YouTube and was like, Spectrum DX radio for MFC, and found one right away. There's an older DX6, but it worked for what I had. 6i, still had the same setup, and it was there.
Yeah.
Be there around 10 p.m. I told you, Scott, that, oh, you're a mile away at the Holiday Inn. Nice, GB. Yeah, I told you it would fit. It's just going to hang off the sides like a real large excavator does on the low boys. You can be there at 10 p.m. What, Wednesday night or Thursday? I get to Pennsylvania on Wednesday the 10th, and I will be at the hotel around 5 o'clock, I think, or so. And then we're just gonna all of the crew, me, Wayne, Mike, and Greg are all meeting up there. We're all staying together in 2 rooms, 2 queen rooms. So we're gonna try and get adjoining ones, and we're just gonna chill and hang out and go through everything, make sure we're ready for Thursday. Get up, and we don't even have to be up early Thursday because setup is until later. And Thursday, okay. And so we'll set up Thursday again because I'm a vendor and they're registered with me under my vendor thing, where drivers will actually be able to run and play on Thursday when no one's there, but it is not open to the public, only people that are vendors and shit like that. So we get Thursday to play, and then of course Friday and Saturday is open to everybody. provided you're a driver. If you're not paid and registered as a driver, then you can't be in there driving. You can just spectate. But that's easy to do. Your globe liner has one, but it's fried, and I'm not pulling apart to fix it, replace it. Well, at least it sucks you fried it because it's expensive and you can't just buy that board. But like all those lights and everything, as I recall, all unplug. So the hard part, the wiring and shit, Rob's already done still. You would just have to get a new board and keep the lights and motor and shit as spares, the sound system, and then just put the new board in. So it wouldn't be nearly as bad. I don't know how you register as a driver, GP. Honestly, I've never done it. I always register months ahead of time as a vendor. I think when you get there, you just register in at the front desk as a driver. Because if you've not been there before, you walk in through the main entrance, and then there's a whole booth with shirts and everybody, and that's where they're giving you your lanyards and your signing your liability waivers and paying your money and all that. And I think that's where you would register as a driver. I don't believe you have to do it prior to the event. I think you can do it when you show up on Friday morning. But if you've not been there before, GP, you're going to love that shit. It is, that's something else, dude. First time when I walked in last year, I was like, why have I not been coming to this for 10 years? This is the fucking shit. You walk in, there's like hundreds of pieces of equipment. You look around and you're like, fuck, dude, there's like $1 million, $2 million worth of equipment, semi-trucks and trailers in here. God damn, it's crazy. There's a good probably 80 or 100 people there with stuff, I would say. At least. It's a big, busy event, man. People come from all over the country for that one. They do a lot of events in the Northeast and the Midwest, but, you know, when they're 1 day or 2 days, generally, it's hard for me to justify driving or flying and shipping and all this stuff, my stuff. And that's why I don't go to them, you know, and they've got 20 dudes there, 30 dudes there. It's not huge like Cabin Fever. Plus, Cabin Fever has all the cool machining tools and books and hit and miss and little single cylinders and RC boats, and there's a lot of cool shit. The giant trains and the smaller steam trains that are actually steam operated. There's a lot of neat shit at Cabin Fever. If you go on caraction.com and search Cabin Fever, probably you'll see my article from early this year about this year's Cabin Fever this past January, and there's a lot of good pictures and info and stuff in there. Okay, yeah, you'll have a lot of fun, man. The first time popping your cherry, it's gonna blow your mind. I'm excited for you. Like, it's an event that I won't miss. The only reason I went, because why the hell am I gonna leave Florida to go to Pennsylvania in January? You know, that's fucking backwards. You go from up there down here at that time of year, not vice versa. So I never went because it's too far. It was expensive. I had to haul shit or ship shit. And then once I started Gear Jammer. Well, once I bought Gear Jammer and started running it myself, I was like, well, now I have to go. You know, I got to go meet people and get product idea design and get the name out there and all that shit. Because it was kind of a dead brand when I bought it. And then not much had been done with it. And I was like, whoo, this was a good decision. All right, well. Somehow it got to be 10:40 already. This night flew by. And I'm pretty tired. I had a long day. So.
It's yeah.
We'll probably call it a night. It looks like everyone's gotten the information they need. Thanks everyone that stopped in for hanging out and chatting and asking questions and rolling with us through the jokes, and that's what she says, and struggle. Although tonight was a pretty struggle-free night for you, no shit. I guess Dylan had to say bye to tonight, huh? You saying bye too? You can't wait for me to get off this goddamn computer, huh?
Dylan. Oh, Dylan.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Peace out. Have a good night.
Later, guys.